What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're recapping boxing over the weekend. Haney versus Loma, Taylor versus Cameron, and the full breakdown of the cards. As always, these are your hosts. I'm Paul Pickle Winham Concha, joined with
What's going on, boys? Marcus Primetime Penley. You know what it
Hey,
is.
hey, man, it's your boy Kev Waterboy Savoy. And if you're a real motherfucking fan, you know I'm the special guest, but you know I usually have my wall behind me, but I don't today because I'm in a whole nother side of the world. You feel me? I was tired of motherfuckers putting hands out on these motherfuckers. So I said, you know what? We're gonna see what the fuck they got going on in the East. So I'm chilling in West Africa right now.
Boy, across the fucking world with it.
boys has
I'm
boots
telling you,
on
man.
the
And
ground.
We got totally
I'm telling
blitz
you, I'm trying to
everywhere.
see. I'm trying to see where the hands is at. Oh, y'all guys got to say what's up to my dog, Isam. This is my motherfucking Morocco tour guy. He takes me to all the low key spots. But my boy, Kodo, Isam, say what's up to the podcast real quick, man.
From across the world on that.
Hello.
Yes, sir, man. This is the
Hey
goat
guys,
right
how
here.
are
What's
you?
going on, man?
How you doing, man? Is all good?
Yes, sir.
How's it
This the
going?
Riyadh manager. This the big dog. Hey, man. And if
Hey,
you're ever in Morocco, man, make sure you check out Moroccan tour. My boy gonna get you right. He gonna take you on
definitely,
ATVs. He gonna take you to
bro.
the museums. He
Yeah,
gonna take you to Palace. And he gonna take you to the
absolutely.
mosque. He gonna get you
My
right.
pleasure.
Fuck with my boy, man.
Of course. You
Damn.
guys are always welcome. I'd be so happy to host you here in
I'm
Morocco.
telling you.
Whenever you guys come to Morocco, I'd be happy to have you here in my area.
I'm gonna try to finesse them when I come back next summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get them to come with
Sure,
me.
sure, sure.
It's,
Just bring them up here, man.
it's all love, man.
Oh yeah, we'll be lit out there.
Yeah, but I guess
Oh,
I
they
got
can't. I
to
can,
stop
he can't
Morocco.
hear you guys. I'm in my headphones.
Guess we got to
He
make
can't
a
even hear you
stop
guys. I'm in my
Morocco with it.
headphones. Yes, sir, man. For sure.
Even he knew Loma won, bro.
What? You heard him? I heard you say that. He was like, "Hey, I seen that fight the other day. 7-5 Loma."
I heard the same thing.
Dang. So we got to get straight into it. Somebody get the scorecards pulled up because this was an interesting fight.
I know that shit by heart, bro. 116, 112 Haney, 115, 113. The other two judges for Haney, bro. Unanimous decision, all in Haney's favor.
I almost threw up when I heard the 116, bruh.
They had my dog Loma in tears, bro. He was fucking crying, bro. Bro. When I saw that my boy crying, like I was ready to go for some blood afterwards.
What, bro? What is 116? What is that, like 4 rounds? Three? Like
Yeah, that means Loma only won
that?
4. It was 8 rounds to 4, I believe, or some shit. Oh no, the difference is 4 rounds. Yeah.
Nah, that is insane, bro.
You know what be crazy? What be so crazy to me? It's the fact that there's just so much to respect when it comes to like these two fighters. This card, this and before we even get straight into the card itself, this fight was such a high IQ fight. Like I'm looking at the stuff that Loma's doing to make Devin Haney get in uncomfortable places, and it was just like, oh shit. And like the fact that Devin Haney's stiff jab is just so nice.
Hey, no cap, man. I definitely gotta give credit to Haney. That boy put on a high end performance. Still got the win, but I mean, there's still things where Haney did good, and like it's not like bro got like mocked up or anything. I just seen Loma win 7 rounds, but Haney put on a good performance, man. Like the way he was able to use the right hand, he was able to use the right hand more than I thought he would be able to. He was able to,
The body shot too, that was crucial.
yeah, landing the body shots. He was able to work the body. His
So.
inside game wasn't like. Yeah, I mean, I mean, Loma ate in the inside, but it wasn't as bad as like I was gassing.
The only inside game I saw from Haney was the body hook, where later in the later rounds he started realizing like he might get tagged on the inside, so at least land a big shot on also because he was
also able to pivot out like when Loma would do the turning, and Haney was able to pivot and kind of be able to stay on that pivot.
And I liked how Loma and them boys made it chippy in the inside with like the fucking. I mean, at one point Loma fucking wrestle moved his ass to the floor, and then
body
2 rounds
slam
later, Loma hit the ground. Like it was.
Haney was the one punching during the break. Low key, if you was paying attention, that boy was trying to make it dirty, trying to blame Haney or Loma for that.
Yeah, I thought the clinches in this fight. First off, like you said, Paul, the ref wasn't going for none of that shit. Anytime they got close, the ref was like, "Nah, we're not doing this." But I thought it was crazy that Haney was the one that was getting like the side shots in or like the low key shots and shit like that after he called it. Spent the whole camp calling him dirty for doing that shit.
But
Right.
Loma looked as crisp as ever. Like I just think Jermaine Ortiz is a tough fight for anybody because of his speed in the inside. And I was ready to call him done after that fight, but then this one, like Loma looked like it should have been an undisputed champion. That's what it looked like to me. Like
Yeah, I thought Loma had the most like control of the fight. Yeah, I feel like he had the better ring generalship. And I felt like Loma was in control. Even in like the first half of the rounds, obviously people are saying like Haney definitely did win majority of the first half rounds, but I also feel like it could sway too. Like at least some of them I could still like to see Loma was able to control the ring. He was able to pop with that straight left hand. He was fucking back
the
in
bigger
easy
shots,
Haney's
I
head.
feel like he had the bigger shots in the rounds that were close because there were so many close rounds. I just felt like Loma had the bigger shots in those rounds. And
the more effective shots too, it looks like, or at least like the way they look, it looked like he was throwing the more powerful shots.
Can I be honest with you? I genuinely felt like Devin Haney was winning the entire fight until the 10th and the 11th. I think those were the rounds
that 11th round.
That 116, 112 was crazy. I don't know what the fuck bro was watching. But that 10th and 11th round was very powerful for me. I thought in the 11th round, Devin Haney. In the 10th round, Devin Haney Loma was getting the shots in. He was getting the places he wanted. He was setting up the angles. I felt like he was making Devin Haney do what he wanted. In that 11th round, that's when he caught him. And then the whole entire round, I was just telling him, get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. Like, he just getting big ass shots and just going crazy and nasty. But that 12th round, I think this is why I'm very appeased with the Devin Haney win. Just because that 12th round, Devin Haney came back and he won that round decisively. And I think if he had lost that round, I probably wouldn't argue with a single person when they said it was a robbery. Because it's tough in high IQ fights. When fights are so crazy IQ, it's just close. Like it just comes down to who landed the cleaner shots, who did more damage.
Facts. That was definitely a high IQ fight, bro. Like them boys that shit was kind of crazy to watch. That's a fight you gotta watch a couple of times for real.
And the crazy thing about that,
but how did you feel about?
I was gonna say real quick because you brought up the
116,
112 card and the 10th and 11th round, but everyone can agree that 10th and 11th went to Loma. The judge that had a 116, 112 gave the 10th round to Haney, and then that's where
that's crazy.
The robbery term starts coming, and that's when the people start getting a little upset.
Also, I peeped on Twitter. I can't remember exact what round it was. It's like 5, 6, or 7. It's one of those where where like all three judges are like all looking at it different. I wish I can't even fuck what I said, bro. I can't remember exactly what he said, but they pointed out how all three of the judges it was different, bro. But whatever.
Yeah. Every judge I feel like saw what they wanted to see. They saw like this is the definition of different perspectives. But how did you guys feel about it the way when Devin Haney pushed Lomachenko?
I didn't like that.
Because it wasn't a push, it was more of a shove.
The two things I didn't like out of that. One, if you push the guy, stand there. The way that he pushed him and ducked off to the back real quick, I felt like was a little pussy. And then the other reason I didn't like it is because like Loma's a class act. You don't do that to class acts. You do that to like you Rolly and Tank. You do that. Plant Durrell. You do that. Plant Benavidez. You do that.
Ryan Tank.
Yeah, you're not gonna see Canelo push Bivol. Why? Because Bivol's a class act. You don't do that to somebody who that's not in their game. So like to me, that's a bad look because you did it to somebody who that's just not in their life. That's not their lifestyle. That's like you being a gangster and going bullying a civilian, bro. You don't get no points for that.
Hey, you know who Canelo pushed? Caleb Plant.
And because things were getting chippy, and then Plant tried to hit him, and he weaved it like through the keys.
Popped his little ass.
Motherfucking. I looked at it like it definitely. A lot of people were calling him nervous for doing that, and I think Loma comes. I feel like Loma's a low key like asshole. Like I feel like he's genuinely like behind the scenes, like everything's smooth, class act. Behind the scenes, he knows that he's as good as he actually says he is, and he's an asshole. And I think that's what Devin Haney didn't like the fact that like it's like how DC used to call John Jones fake. Like I don't like Devin Haney didn't like the fact that everybody's looking at this motherfucker like he's a class act. Now this nigga's an asshole. He just knows how to maneuver smooth in the media. So when he did that, I definitely didn't like the fact that he walked off, but I like that he came up there talking that shit. And when Loma didn't do anything, he was like, "Man, fuck it, I'm gonna make this bitch a movie anyways," and shoves that motherfucker. And then Loma's just looking like, "Oh yeah, I'm in his head now."
I looked at it more like, I mean, the push is whatever, but I looked at it more like just Haney trying to be that Mayweather image and trying to sell the fight, trying to be on some like, look at me, I'm big dog type shit. I mean, I like how Paul, you were saying, I feel like he shouldn't have done that because Haney wasn't really talking shit. I mean, they kind of talked shit. Like when he was saying he's been ducking him for 4 years, but I feel like this wasn't a shit talking fight. So I feel like why would you do that? They wasn't even really rapping in like any other press conferences. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude just randomly just trying to start some shit, trying to get some
If he did that
views.
with Cambosis,
It's like when
I would
Shakur.
understand.
It reminded me when Shakur was trying to be the bad, like the evil villain when he was fighting Jamel Hearing. Even though they're kind of like homeboys and like Jamel Hearing is like a Marine and shit. Like you can't. It's hard to even like be a bad guy. So it's like I don't know. It just I feel like they're just trying to be like
Yeah, Shakur don't
trying to sell pay-per-views.
Shakur don't support the troops. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then right after they're making up and shit, I'm like, yeah, I get it. They just trying to sell the fight on some like when Mayweather grabbed Jit by the neck at the weigh-ins and like shit like that.
I think it was interesting because Devin Haney's such a disciplined fighter. Like he's a devout Muslim. He understands the disciplines. Like even in his, I was watching his interview with the Pivot podcast. They were talking about like, yeah, he's the most. He says nobody has more discipline than him. And they were just talking about the little stuff. You know, Channing Crowder freaked the ass. So y'all don't watch no porn. You can't please yourself. And then he's like, nah, you tripping. And then and the fact that when he went to the ring, when I saw the second fight against Cambosis, that Devin Haney was my favorite Haney. Like he's coming to the ring, he already knows he's way better than this dude. He's looking at Bill Haney in the ring. He's in the ring just throwing hands, getting lit tight. But when he came into this ring, he came in a little. I this is why I wasn't mad when people called him nervous because he did look like he was focused, but he wasn't like locked in focus. He was just like, all right, we got to get this done. It can go either way, and he just knew that like he had to do something. But I feel like everybody's forgetting the one important fact. Devin Haney is our age. Bro is 24 years old, undisputed champion. He beat Cambosis twice. He now has a win over Vasily Lomachenko. He's only gonna make bigger fights. So he's either if he stays at 135, he's either gonna get Tank Shakur or like if the contract disputes fuck up, he's gonna get some other hitter out there. Probably Ortiz. But like it was a very interesting moment, and I was just like, I just didn't like the mindset he came in with. But this is when the question that was asked. Paul, you asked the question during the preview. You said, "Who has a bigger advantage, Bill Haney or what's Lomachenko's dad's name?"
I don't know his name. This is Lomachenko Senior to me.
So I was watching the press conference. I want to say this: Papachenko. So Papachenko, who has the bigger advantage? And I'm looking at Lomachenko in the corner. I'm looking at Bill Haney in the corner, and Bill Haney is going ham with Devin Haney. Like he really let him know, like, yo, you got to do this. You got to tighten up. You got to go. You got to go. You got to let go. You got to push it. You got to press it. And then Lomachenko's that is kind of more like all right, you know what we're doing. We know what we got to do. And I think that was also the difference because every round you could tell Devin Haney was coming in with new fire, new energy, new game plan, adapting to what Lomachenko was doing. Because Lomachenko was a technical beast. So just being able to do that. And I think that was the difference. Like that corner man and like just having that extra
It's saved him. I definitely agree with that because the 10th and 11th round, go back on that. He went back to his corner. I don't know if it was the 10th or the 11th. I believe it was the 11th.
Jit was crying.
Yeah, he was crying to Bill, talking about, I can't hit him. He sees what I'm trying to do.
He says he's coming in with that straight left.
Yeah, he was like, I can't hit him anymore. Like he's figured me out. Like he was like basically done. And Bill Haney was up in that bitch, like, get your fucking mind, like, was do this shit, like, and 12th round, if Bill wasn't there, he probably would have not came out in that 12th round and did what he did and looked good and won. And then, like, on the other side of that, Loma came out and said afterwards at the 12th round that they took off that round because they thought that they were ahead comfortably on scorecards. And if Bill Haney's in your corner, you're probably not even talking about we're comfortably ahead on scorecards, like, unless it's like the Kambosos second fight, then you can be like, yeah, we got this bag already. But like, and how close that fight was, you're not going to be like, he should. If Loma would have won that last round, two of those cards would have been draws.
You know what's crazy? I think if Loma would have fought the way he fought in the 11th round, because that 11th round is Lomachenko's best round, bro. He was fucking up Haney. Almost damn near knocked him out almost. He heard him, wobbled him a little bit where he backed up. Well, he didn't wobble him, but he definitely hurt, bro.
Damage on him.
And I think Haney only landed like two punches in that round. Like, Haney was looking lost in round 11. I think that's when the corner shit happened. And he was able to come out teed up in the 12th, but that sucks to see that Loma took that off, though, because go back to the Teofimo-Lomachenko fight. Lomachenko was going crazy in, like, the later rounds.
Oh, but that was because of the knockdown early, though. He felt like he had to come back.
I think this is going to be one of those fights. You got to do we got to have a rematch. I think that's the only.
Nah, the rematch isn't going to happen, though. Haney won't do that.
Haney's not going to do it, but someone pointed out if he wants to be like Mayweather always rematches close fights.
And one thing I want to point out, bro, Lomachenko after the fight, man, boy said he wasn't pound for pound. Like, he said Devin Haney's good, but he's not pound for pound. Boy said Linares is better than him, and my boy Teofimo. Stop playing.
If we're talking about what people said, go Kev.
That press conference was interesting. I never really see both fighters at the after final press conference. Like, Bob Arum comes up, Lomachenko comes up, and then Bob Arum's like, "I'm sorry, you won that fight." Like, you feel me? And then the fact that they had a face off after the fight, I was like, "Oh shit."
And if we're talking about people that were talking the fight afterwards and comments made, the people who thought Loma won was Crawford, even though Crawford's good friends with Haney, Ward, Progras, Sean Porter, Ryan Garcia, Paulie Magnoli, Shakur Stevenson, and then Shakur Stevenson.
I don't know.
Shakur was on a podcast, I think this today, because this clip was going around today, and he was like, they asked him, "Oh, you're at the fight, you're in the ring. What did you think? Who do you think won?" And he's like, "I actually just rewatched that fight earlier today. That's funny you ask. I have it. It's a close fight. It's either a draw or 7-5 Loma." And so those are all the people. I mean, Ray Ford, shout out my guy Ray Ford. He had it for Haney, but I just know that a lot of big name people.
I haven't seen too many people say Haney. I seen a lot of people just talking shit like, "Oh, it's not a robbery. If you think it's a robbery," but I understand that. I say it's a robbery in a way because I seen Loma win 7-5, and then for it to be unanimous and to have a judge score 16-12, that's what makes it a robbery. Not knocking anything with Haney, because I think Haney did fight a great fight. So I don't mean like he didn't get like mollywopped or some shit and he won still, but
yeah, 7-5 is just one card away from a draw. Like, it's just
that's what I see. That's exactly what I had 7-5 Loma, but I was like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the draw. Like, I really thought the draw was coming.
I thought when I saw the UD, I thought, damn, they just hold my dog. I'm thinking like they're about to give this to Lomachenko, but I had this shit 7-5 Haney.
Bro, I mean, it's really not even like nothing to hate on for real, bro. Because you watch it, like, you can see a lot of great things Haney was doing, especially in those early rounds. And then for him to turn up in the 12th round and actually like, because Loma could have easily probably would have not stole the fight, but he probably would have won the fight if Haney didn't turn up like that in the 12th.
Yeah.
That's probably what
No,
saved it for real.
no. See, if Loma wins the last 3 rounds, and then there's that card that it turns from that they have that 116, 112 card. I would have been in that bitch like, oh yeah, y'all tripping, like robbery, boom,
That shit
boom.
sucks though, man. The way Loma fought in that 11th round, the way he
They
was
are
jabbing
appealing it,
Haney.
even though it's probably not going to work, but they are appealing it. The Loma's team, the decision.
Yeah, that's actually funny though. But shout out this fight. The first off, this entire card was lit, motherfucking. But shout
We
out
gotta
them
get
boys
into
for
that
breaking
right
a
now.
barn burner.
We gotta get into that. I was just about to jump into the next. It's Junto.
Wait, I got one question.
What?
Where is Haney going next, and what happens?
I think Haney should stay at 135, and the rawest thing to do would be rematch Lomachenko, and then beat Lomachenko. Now that you've been in the ring with him, you understand him. You can dance with him a little better. You know that he's gonna be throwing feints. He's gonna be fake. Even those fakes with his footwork. I thought that was crazy when I was watching these fights, watching the breakdowns and shit. I'm like, yo, this nigga is low key pretending like he's about to step forward and then stepping on the outside. And I was like, this is that Ukrainian ripper dancing. Only that Ukrainian ripper dancing can get you to do shit like this. So I think rematching Lomachenko would probably be the best because I think he can beat Lomachenko. And then after that, you got two choices: Shakur Stevenson and Tank. But I think the business is gonna fuck both of those fights up, and they end up going finding like a Jordy Ortiz or Linares, and then he's just gonna move up.
I think he probably ends up moving up to 140 because at 135 it's Tank Shakur, and I don't think after this fight because Bill Haney said that they won definitively. I know that's what Bill's saying, but I don't know what Haney's mindset is for sure if he really believes that it's a win like that. So I don't think he wants to mess it up. I don't think he fights Tank. I don't think he fights Shakur unless Tank throws like a fucking insane number at him. Like we're gonna do, like big numbers. Like that's maybe, but not the Shakur fight. I think it goes to 140 since he's undisputed, has all the belts. He's a mandatory for all the belts when he moves up. So like he can easily either go straight into and aren't two of the belts vacant. So like he could easily just squeeze his ass into a fucking vacant. Yeah, he could squeeze his ass into a vacant title fight against. And if Bob, whoever he signs with, they give him a decent matchup, I see him going straight into a 140 title fight. I don't think he fights Raw though, and I don't think he fights Josh Taylor or Teofimo. Maybe it's Teo because they've been rapping a little bit. If Teo beats Josh Taylor, but Josh Taylor wins and he moves up, I just think he goes up for a vacant belt.
If Teo beats Josh Taylor, you better call Devin Haney personally and tell that man don't go nowhere near Teofimo. But I think a fight with Devin Haney and Shakur is more realistic than Tank versus Haney because I think they're gonna have too much issues, like Kev said, with the business side, with Tank trying to be the A side, Haney's the real A side. Or not, I mean, Tank is the A side from at least the aspect of sales and pay-per-view buys. Money. And then Haney is the one coming with all the belts, and he's the champ. So I mean,
and I don't think Haney's going for that rehydration clause shit.
And he's not gonna play, and he's a big guy. He's just as big. I mean, I don't know, just as big, but he's big too, bigger than fucking Tank. So I feel like Tank is gonna try to do those funky rules too for Haney. And Haney likes to rehydrate before the fights. You see how big he be coming in.
You see how big fucking Shakur looked? I thought at first it was his chains, but I was like, nah, this nigga's huge.
Nah, Shakur be looking suited up, man.
Shakur is smiling like a demon.
And that's another thing, bro. I don't think Haney wants to see Shakur. I think he's gonna go up to 140. I don't know if he wants to see Shakur because look how good Lomachenko was able to do as a southpaw, bro. Shakur is gonna do that times 10, honestly.
Haney Garcia for a vacant belt. Book it, bro.
Yeah,
I would like to see Ryan Garcia versus Haney would be fun to see.
And Ryan Garcia is training over in Errol Spence's gym right now, so like to see how
Ryan Garcia could become a demon.
Yeah, nah, he's gonna get his ass killed by Haney. But it would be a good matchup. It would be a good sell. But if Ryan Garcia loses 2 in a row.
Ryan Garcia beats Haney beats Ryan Garcia.
Definitely.
All right. On to the next things on this card. It was eventful. the biggest event to me was Junto Nakatani, KO of the year candidate. I'm gonna stick on it as probably KO of the year by the end of the year. Also over fucking is Andrew? Yeah, Andrew Maloney. Who I all respect Andrew Maloney, great fighter. His brother just won a twin brother just won a belt last week. He was hoping to win a belt the following week. Two twin brothers winning back-to-back belts within a week. Just you happen to be fighting who I think top 10 pound for pound guy in the future, bro. This Junto Nakatani just fucking put on a show. Like there was moments in the middle rounds where Maloney started putting some pieces together, but it was just one man in that ring who was really like doing the work. His fucking power showed early. He dropped him a few times, and just how his footwork is nasty. His ability to keep him at range because he's already a long person for the division, and then just combo up with that with his power, bro. He is something special.
Now, one thing I noticed about bro, dude's able to fight in the inside. He's able to fight on the outside. Bro is having every punch he could fucking have. Eating dude up with fucking uppercuts.
To the fucking uppercut. Bro. I think he dropped.
Dude was like an anime with the uppercuts.
God damn, my boy's throwing him with just vicious like that.
Yes,
so
bro.
Clean,
that was like,
bro.
Like
he put him out crispy. On the canvas, and he was out. And all respect to Maloney, I'm happy he's safe now. But the moment it was the reaction from the commentator, and he didn't get up for a couple minutes. Like he wasn't even responding. Like he was.
Nah, I thought it was bad.
Yeah, it was starting. Then he said, "Oh, the commentating team started talking about how good of a trauma unit the hospital is that he's about to go to because he still wasn't responding." But he was like, "Yeah, he's gonna have to go. He's going to the trauma unit, get the paramedics." Like that was the most vicious KO of the year, bro. He really put him out. And Andrew Maloney is a world-class fighter, bro. Like he's somebody who could beat. So if it wasn't Junto, he probably would have been world champion this week. This wasn't like no tune-up fight. This wasn't no fucking get your feet wet. This guy only had a trilogy with Bam's brother.
That's what he said.
Bro, like that's what that's KO of the year.
That boy is looking dead. Wow. Bro, shit sound like a shotgun. And you know what's the crazy part about that? Maloney's trainer, right before this round starts, you literally see him telling him, I'm gonna call the fight. I'm throwing in the towel. You're not listening to me. You're not doing what I'm saying. He was telling Maloney to get in the inside, pushing in the inside. Maloney wasn't doing it. The trainer seen it. He was like, nah, I'm gonna throw it. You're not showing me. And Maloney was like, nah, fuck that. Let me go out there. Bro goes out there, and this is exactly what happens. Mm-hmm. I know that trainer is blowed.
Yeah, bro. But Junto, bro, if y'all weren't aware of him, I'm pretty sure you're pretty aware of him after this week.
Nah, he's the truth, man.
He's the one that's gonna beat Bam. I think he truly is that. Like, I love Bam, but this guy, he's too long. His length is gonna be a problem.
That's a nasty ass knockout, bro. Especially for a guy that little.
And then we had the bigger controversy on the card. Nico Ali Wash, the draw against Danny Rosenberger. Nico Ali Wash, the grandson of the great Muhammad Ali, and he was getting cooked in there. The other guy should have won. He got lucky to get the draw.
Dude was struggling, bro. I mean, dude is still developing and shit, but it just sucks because they try to gas it. They put him in our face. They put him on all these cards. They put him on.
This is like the third or fourth time we covered him.
Bro, it's like the 10th time I feel like we covered, bro. And it
was the last.
I don't know, man. I know he started late in the boxing game, so I know it's gonna take some time and shit, but still, man. That shit was sad. I feel like he got blessed the draw because they don't want to see him fuck it up yet.
Yeah.
He's definitely got to get that fight back. He's definitely got to fight bro back.
Shit, bro. That was, to me, the bigger controversy. And then two easy wins was the Oscar I won't say easy, but Oscar Valdez, Adam Lopez Valdez. Now he's going to fight Miguel Forte. for the title, which was supposed to happen before, then the fight didn't happen. So this is finally gonna happen. Gonna be a great fight. Two Mexican fighters going at it. But Adam Lopez, I thought was getting kind of frisky in there. Like I don't know, he was eating punches.
I felt like he got a little too cocky. I think that's where he fucked himself up is when he started doing when he started moving. And the next thing you know, I'm like, damn, now you're getting pieced up, bro. But I know he got fucked up by the headbutt and then the left hook. But after that, bro, Jit was out of there.
The headbutt made him go cuckoo, bro.
Yeah, that's when it was done. But I mean, his first fight, I remember when they first fought, his first fight with him was way better. But I mean, shit, that's how it be.
Oscar Valdez gonna fight Emmanuel Navarrete. That's a really good fight. I'm not gonna lie.
That is gonna be a good fight. Navarrete is like an awkward ass, unorthodox. But I think we seen him hurt in his last fight. Didn't he get like rocked or some shit? But then he came back and knocked Jit out or something. I can't remember how it went.
Sound like him.
Oh no! Don't quote me.
Then it was go just like Kev across the world, Ireland. Hopefully y'all was there. Hopefully y'all got to see the Chantel Cameron get the underdog win over Katie Taylor in her hometown. And fucking what was this? I gotta pull the scorecards, but I thought she dominated Katie Taylor. I thought Katie Taylor won a few rounds, but to me going into there, I was like, other than the hometown cooking that's about to happen, Katie Taylor did not win this fight.
Fun
Gregor was heartbroken.
Nah, Gregor was hurt. But fun fact, so I'm on a study abroad trip, so that's why I'm in Morocco, Africa right now. But I also, one of the options was to go to Ireland, and they just happened, and then they left a couple of days before us, and their first stop was in Dublin. So like, I low-key would have been in Dublin the same day if I chose the Ireland trip, which I probably wouldn't have. But I would have been in Dublin the same time as this fight, and that's kind of crazy. I was like, because I told somebody that did go on the trip, like, yo, girl, and she was a girl, so I was telling her like, yo, go outside Saturday, like go outside and just see the streets, like it's gonna be crazy. And it's gonna be crazy because there's a girl coming. I was explaining the fight to her, and this motherfucker was like, "No, I'm probably gonna be sleeping." Like, man, fuck you, this shit out on some shit. Like,
if I would have seen some drunk motherfuckers out there.
I got the scorecards here. So 96-94, 96-94, 95-95. One of them ruled it a draw. That's what I'm saying. The hometown, I knew because your homie Gator boy, he was we were talking throughout the fight, and we all knew that like Chantel was. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna be shocked if this shit doesn't go our way. He was like, no way, bro. She did way too much. No way that the judges can even make this happen. Next, I know one of the scorecards is a fucking draw, and the other two gave her one round over her. I was just like, bro, that. Boxing judging was kind of cuckoo this weekend, bro. But I'm just happy they didn't rob her ass. They didn't, because if that means that Katie Taylor would have won one more round, even though she didn't. She didn't even win the rounds that she did. But she would have won one more round. She would have been up on one scorecard and drawed on the other two. It would have been majority draw. And
that's crazy. I think it's interesting on how it was how everything was, because the first headline I got, because I forgot that this is like a whole different time zone. So like, I'm over here watching. I forgot what I'm watching. I think I'm watching like Conor McGregor Forever, and I get the notification, Katie Taylor upset loss. And I'm like, upset? You not know who Chantel Cameron is?
She was like a 2-1 underdog. I mean, Katie Taylor was pound for pound number one. After this win, Carissa Shields moved to number one. Chantel Cameron
should have already been.
Chantel Cameron's now 2. Katie Taylor's 3. Serrano's 4. But Katie Taylor.
What about?
Alicia Baumgarten is 7, and 8 is Michaela Meyer. Number 5, I can't remember 5, 6, and 7. I know Jessica McCaskill's on there at the other 5, 6, or 7. I can't remember where.
The killer known as McCaskill.
But yeah, like afterwards, now Cameron's at 2. People were kind of upset because they were like, "Yo, she was already ranked in the top 10 pound for pound women's, and then she beat the number 1. She should have been number 1." But
no. Niggas ain't fucking with the Guo.
Whoa. So now, but even though she doesn't win no belt, she just reclaims it. Those for her undisputed belt, so she is still undisputed. I don't know. Maybe she goes down and fights Katie Taylor. Some people are talking about Katie Taylor should probably call it a career, because she arguably lost the Serrano fight, arguably, and then the fight before that was against Purse. I don't know how to say her last name, and a lot of people said that she won a robbery in that fight too. So like maybe get out while you're ahead. You're already a Hall of Fame first ballot candidate for the Women's Hall of Fame and shit. But I don't know. You already had your homecoming fight. Like maybe you get the Serrano rematch for all the money. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything else for Katie Taylor to really do.
I say get the Serrano rematch and then just see whatever the fuck happens.
He's probably gonna do the Serrano fight either way. I feel like just because the bag is gonna be too big.
I'm mad because Amanda Serrano was on Ariel Helwani today, but I didn't have time to watch it.
Damn.
So she probably would have told her, "Yeah, I'm looking for Katie Taylor."
I know, but she did not look too good in this fight. That's all I'm gonna say. Like Chantel Cameron was really cooking her. Like
The fact that she was ranked number one before this is kind of crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know she was number one pound for pound.
it's because she had wins over who else? Serrano was already four, or no, Serrano was like number three before the fight, and then she has win over Jessica McCaskill. McCaskill is like ranked number five or some shit. But shit, fucking there was nothing really big on the undercard to that fight in my opinion. But shit, yeah. Anything else y'all got on these two cards?
Hell yeah. I mean, that's interesting. But I know we are talking Katie Taylor right now, but before we go, I want to bring up one random ass shit. This motherfucker Tyson Fury is the weirdest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. He goes to Instagram or social media, Twitter, whatever it is. He calls out fighters, and then he talks about and then he just talks about how that wouldn't make sense to do it. And like, bro, you called them out.
Yeah, now that boy Tyson Fury be on some stupid shit, bro.
And it's crazy that his fanboys really put him number one pound for pound. Like, kill yourselves.
Nah, bro. We was in a group chat, man. They was talking reckless, and
We was going
Yeah, y'all like my pound for pound heavyweight list.
hell yeah.
She had to set the tone where I was fine. At first, Marcus wasn't in there, so I was in that bitch fighting for my life because they're talking about how Fury's gonna mop the floor with Usyk. And I was just like, bro, like what? And like not even giving it like any type of respect.
I don't know if anyone in that group chat knew who the fuck Usyk was, man. They was talking reckless, and they're talking about dudes like the fourth best heavyweight or some shit. And I'm like, man,
he just beat your boy. He just beat your boy twice. Like he just killed Anthony Joshua twice. Like
bro, Usyk is a nightmare, like like a mismatch, like nightmare for that boy Fury, bro. Like the way southpaw, slick boxer. That's Fury's kryptonite, bro.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy that he called out John Jones and like John Jones looking like, bro, if you want to fight, we can fight. I thought it was gonna be like on some Gypsy King shit. Like, yeah, man, fuck this. We can fight if we want to fight. No, he's like, I'm not. He said, I'm not a cage fighter. I'm a boxer.
Yeah, so like, changed up what he was saying.
That made me feel like I'm not a fighter. That told me like I'm not a killer. I'm an athlete. I was like, that's what he said to me. Like he says, I'm not. This isn't an art to me. This is a sport. Like you feel me? That's how I got it.
You got it, John Jones. You the truth. I'm over here with the gloves on. I'll stay over here.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that because I think John Jones is killing 90% of the population. So like, motherfucker, and that's population ever. Like, I think we'd have to go out to the Neanderthals to find him a hitter, or like find a hitter to take on John Jones.
I don't know. I see his brother said he'll kick his ass.
Chandler or Chris?
Chandler. Bro, do you see who his brother is? Like, this nigga's on the. You see what he did to Mac Jones on that one play for the Raiders? Like,
yeah,
I'm bringing Chandler Jones to every fight. You tripping,
bro? I seen a video today. That boy Chandler Jones was talking about he would fucking kick his ass still. I was like, damn, I didn't know it was like that.
That's some big brother shit right there. But but that's boxing, man. Anything else y'all saw this weekend in boxing?
I saw a future pound for pound star. I saw fucking some robberies. I saw Chantel Cameron prove that like she's won because like bro, people aren't really putting no respect on Cameron. Like we almost didn't even cover one of her fights before. So that's how like that bitch, she done shot to the top.
She's a problem. Like I really meant that when I said I wouldn't want to fight Chantel Cameron. Like that's not a fun fight.
Hey man, shout out Haney. Fuck him. He had a great fight. Shout out
It's crazy.
Loma. Shout out fucking Bill. Got hit in the face with a fucking Bud Light. Ate it.
He did.
He ate that shit and started rapping afterwards. Shit, man. Shout out Gator Boy. Finally admitted that Teofimo would beat Haney. Knew that was gonna come. Shit. That was a great, bro. We got hella more boxing to come in. This 2023 might go down as one of the best fucking boxing years of all time.
This
We got
weekend
hella
we
more
got
shit
fucking
coming.
Lee Wood versus Laura 2, and stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah, tune in. What's that this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend. Laura beat Wood, but Wood was boxing his head off for the first few rounds, and then got caught with a KO. And it's gonna be the whatever.
Wasn't that KO of the year?
I believe so. So the title fight, the rematch, run it back is what they're calling it, which I think is a fire ass thing. Loma and Haney should definitely take notes. But yeah,
Hell yeah. But hey, man, that's boxing for you, man. This shit was a fucking vibe. You know, boxing is lit when I spend the whole weekend watching boxing, and I'm barely watching UFC. I just turned the only reason why I turned the UFC card on was because I looked got bullied into turning that shit on. Niggas was booing me. They said, "Hey, boo him, boo him." I was like, "Dang, not boo me." But yeah, man, this has been a great time, man. Motherfucking, it's your boy Kev Waterboy, your boy coming all the way from motherfucking Africa with it. That boy Marcus Penley, fresh out the motherfucking boxing gym. And that boy Paul Pickens, one of concert, is the motherfucking hardest worker in the world because not only does he work on motherfucking day, this motherfucker's about to spend the next 2-3 hours editing this shit. So like, shout out that boys, shout out this fucking team. I love y'all niggas, man. And I'll see y'all when I get back to the States, y'all boys.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir, man. And if you didn't know, I don't mind telling you again that this is the Totally Blitz podcast, you dirty bitches.